CNG Media.
Welcome to Vino with Vito and Dave Taramina.
Hey, V.
How you doing, pal?
Good.
We have our new, Robert Graham holder, and guess what? Dave bought actually a bottle of wine today. Thank you, Dave.
Listen.
And the only reason I think he bought it because it's a cheap bottle of French
Yes.
wine, right?
Yes.
I knew it. I knew it.
And it was given to me as a gift.
Oh, so you're
Regifting.
regifting a bottle of wine. I can't believe that. Now, Dave, I got a question for you,
Yeah.
right? What do you think of the new shirt?
I like it. I like it. It looks like
It's great,
if
right?
Charlie Sheen started wearing Robert Graham. That's exactly what it looks like.
If Charlie Sheen started wearing Robert Graham, right?
Yes.
I'll tell you, it's a pretty cool shirt. I actually thought about the same thing.
Yeah.
If Charlie Sheen would wear Robert Graham, this is the one he would pick.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh, I think I broke the cork. This ain't going to work.
Oh, man. You're all off today,
I'm
Vito.
all off. I'm
Jeez.
all off.
How was your 4th of July, V?
You know what? Because it's a cheap bottle of wine, the cork don't even come out, Dave. I can't believe this. 4th of July was great. How was yours, man?
It was good, man. What'd you do?
We actually hung out and in our backyard. We had a couple of drinks. We had a barbecue.
Oh.
You know what? It was a nice day with the familia.
Oh, that's a nice, V.
We,
That's
we,
nice.
we had called you over, but you ditched us. You didn't want to come. I don't know why.
That's
but-
not true. You didn't call me.
Yes, we did.
When?
Check your phone.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Check your phone, buddy. Check your phone.
Oh my God! So what are we gonna do today, V? What are we gonna talk about?
We always have all these CEOs on, right? So today the CEO is going to be you, and it's
Okay.
going to be me, right?
Okay,
And we're going to talk about the health of the real estate market,
the housing market.
the housing market.
Salute.
And we're just going to, talk about a few different things. Where you think it's going, where I think it's going. We're going to try to talk about, mortgage rates, but I know we can't actually talk about mortgage rates, but we can say, hey, I think it's going to go here. I think it's going to go there. So
Okay.
I'm going to let you ask the first question.
So I think what we could do is right.
Salute first.
Salute. And I think what we're gonna do, V, is not bad for the cheap wine I bought, huh?
Not bad for a cheap bottle of wine.
So why don't we go through some sites, right?
yeah.
And a lot of people want to get your opinion on it. I mean, you've been doing this a long time, so have I. So why don't we just pick like 2 or 3 articles, right? Talk about it and see what we have. So let's first talk about. Let's go to our friends at Housing Wire, right? They have some great articles there, right? First article here, Vito, and I don't like to, give you too much credit here, but sometimes a broken clock is correct twice, right? Or once. What is it saying?
Twice.
Broken clock is right twice a day.
Twice a day.
Twice a day. Introduce Chris.
Chris, how
Do I
are
need
you,
an
my
introduction
friend?
at this point?
I
No. Chris, you want some wine?
No, I'm good.
No,
Thank you.
you're good.
I'm detoxing.
I forgot. You're not even 21, so we
I'm
can't get
detoxing
wine.
here.
Detoxing.
Yeah.
All right. So from Housing Wire, right? Housing market sees more price cuts. Now this is national, okay? As inventory continues to grow. So it says the median price of a single-family home in the U.S. Now this is July of 2024 that we're filming, is just under $455,000. Average home.
That's an average home?
Average home. The median
400
price.
Wait,
50.
for the whole entire country?
Country.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, the median price of a single-family home in the U.S. is just under $455,000.
What was it 5 years ago? Can you pull up that?
I would say, if my memory serves me correctly, I would say it was about 350, 325.
Yeah, I think it was a little
Yeah.
hovering right around 300 grand.
$100,000 increase nationally is
100,
large.
150 grand increase.
Which is right in line with what you're seeing out in the market, right?
Wow. Our local market, yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Because I do loans all over all 50 states, and I guess every market is the same. So, what?
Oh,
Are your-
before you go, we got a new CEO. Chris, CEO of CNG.
CNG.
Media.
That's
There
right.
you go.
Go ahead.
Thank
See
you,
that?
V. Thank you.
Yes, look at you. V, you all right today?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Me and Vito had a real estate deal that went sour, so I think that's why we're all upset.
Oh, is that right?
We'll talk about that
Can we
further.
talk about that, or-
We're going to talk about that in a little while. But
All right.
That's why Chris is sitting here.
Wasn't my fault, but all
Yeah,
right, carry
okay.
on.
So, why do you guys think that? Why do you guys think that's happening?
That the market's starting.
Or why are home prices, first off, why have prices increased so much?
Well,
Rates.
Why?
Rates. When
Why
real-
is
when-
increase?
When
Go ahead.
rates increase, so do prices. And then once rates decrease, prices go down.
I want to talk about that for a minute when you're done.
Because
It's a good point.
for in commercial, that's exactly what happens.
Yep.
Like right now, for commercial, now's the time to buy with rates being high. Because now it's going to be a lower value for the commercial real estate. Then once rates come down, then the value increases. So residential is a little bit different, but
So there's thought, right? Like, and you're right, because right now there's, home prices are going up, rates are going up, right? But there are some economists out there that think as rates go down, right, and you start getting rates in the mid fives or whatever, that home prices will still go up, right?
more buyers, yeah.
More buyers, right? But you're also going to have more sellers. It may become a more stable market. You're going to get more sellers. You're not going to get. It's not going to become a buyer's market. But yeah, I do think like the people who have that rate lockdown, 2-3%, right?
They're
on
not
their
going
rate.
anywhere.
Well, they may. Like if you think about it now, somebody who's been in a house, 2-3 years, 4 years, their family's growing, right? And they need to get out of the house. They may go from 3%
But
to 5.
I think the
5%.
move though is expanding your home and doing these home, these construction
Renovation,
loans,
yeah.
Renovation loans.
But also
More people are doing that now too.
Tons.
Yeah, every time you're driving around, you just see all different construction trucks out there,
Dumpsters
and dumpsters
and-
and stuff like that. But now think about it: if the rates go down, right, and we talk about this all the time, why are the rates going to go down? I guess our economy is not doing too good.
Correct.
So
point.
why would prices go up if our economy is not doing too good? If home sellers are putting their houses on the market, okay, the economy is going south.
Yeah.
Even though the interest rates are going lower, I don't think the market's going to really go up like everybody's saying.
Well, if you look at the past 2 weeks, right? We've had, especially last week, which was 4th of July week, shortened week, but we had 3 huge economic reports, right, that came out. And one of them being the unemployment rate for the prior month. And unemployment creeped up a little bit, right? And there was more jobless claims, right? The big thing is new claims, right? New unemployment claims have been going up. When that happened, rates dropped almost half a point. Okay, so you're right. So, but the Fed's mandate is that they want to, or what their mission is right now, is they want to get inflation under control and then also watch jobs, right? Have they done that? Is the question.
No, I don't think so.
No, if you look, Jerome Powell started talking today again on CNBC. I think he nobody knows, and I don't think the Fed knows when it's going to be time to cut the rates.
Right.
That's the issue we're facing. Correct me if I'm wrong. If the Fed doesn't know when to cut the rates, who knows when to cut the rates?
They're just data driven right now.
Right.
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Because, they see, okay, inflation's going down, maybe now we can cut. Inflation's going up, let's not cut. But everything is going with the bonds anyway.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're not economists here, but for listeners that are listening in, we could see how much rates play a role in every industry across the board. Of
course.
Especially homes and mortgages and things of that nature.
Yep.
I mean, and also, too, Dave, are we still printing money like crazy?
Yeah, so we are, but we're not printing it at the level that, so let me back up on that. So yes, we are still printing money, right? But the Fed is, so not to get too much down the road and like a policy wonk, but the Fed is limiting their purchases of mortgage-backed securities, right? So what a lot of people don't understand is, right, like when you take out a mortgage, right? Even if you make your your mortgage payment to your bank, right, or your mortgage company, whatever, while you're the company making your payment to, right, they are just controlling or own the servicing for the most part, right? What they're doing is they're taking that mortgage, they're packaging it, right? They're slicing it into a million things and they're selling it off, right? Pension funds, 401ks, municipal bonds, or whatever. Like it's all sliced in and sold off on Wall Street. That's called a mortgage-backed security, right? That's really what's moving rates, okay? A good way to look at it, or the 10-year yield, right, kind of like goes hand in hand with it, right? But for all practical purposes, that mortgage is a bond, right? So it has nothing to do with the Fed. Like whenever the Fed lowers or raises the overnight rate or the benchmark rate, that doesn't mean mortgage rates are going up or down. It's a mortgage-backed security. They're traded on Wall Street with a bond, right? And their price, and the way it works is the price and the yield work opposite, right? So as price goes up, yield goes down, rates go down, the whole thing, right? So for years and years and years, probably since the financial crisis, the reason rates have been so low was the Fed was purchasing like an insane amount of
It's like a
mortgage
fake
bonds.
market.
It was a
We're in
fake market.
Yeah.
And that's why we have inflation, right? That's part of the reason.
No.
Of many reasons we have inflation. But the Fed was artificially keeping rates low. What they did after COVID was they said, we have to limit the amount of bonds we're buying. Okay? So in essence, they're still printing money, but not at the breakneck pace. They think, and I could be wrong on the number, I think it's like, I don't know, 30 billion, per month. I'm not sure what the number is. But they've really cut back their purchasing of the bonds, of the mortgage bonds. So that's what's moving this market, right? So the thought pattern is, as the economy and the global economy, right, if it starts to soften, and let's say the stock market, even though today stock market's at record highs as of today, but let's just say the economy starts to go into recession. People, institutional investors, want to put their money somewhere, right?
They have to.
And if stocks are going down,
Where are they
going
going
to
to
put the money?
bonds?
They're going to put them in bonds.
And that's going to happen with the bonds.
And then that's going to drive rates down.
Down.
Now,
Right.
there's no safer bet than the U.S. government bonds.
Sure.
And furthermore, there's no, as if you're going to take a risk, it's going to be on the American homeowner, right? And that's the mortgage bonds.
Yeah.
So people still want to park their money in someplace safe during uncertain times. Nothing safer.
But one thing, though, during COVID, bonds got crushed
Right.
for a 2-year period.
Right,
I mean,
that's why
you were in bonds, you got demolished.
because everybody put their money into the bonds,
Yeah.
and that's why the mortgage
why.
rates were so low. You know, you
Correct.
get mortgage rates in the twos.
And the Fed was artificially doing it. Like, as soon as they start to creep up, the Fed would step in and purchase. That's not happening right now. That's why rates are so high. I mean, well, not high,
not high,
higher,
really.
higher, I should say.
Yeah, they're higher.
Right. It's because the Fed's not stepping in with their, with their foot and pressing it down.
I was with a friend over the weekend for 4th of July when he started buying properties, 10, 11% mortgage rates.
Oh, I bought at 11 and a quarter in
Yeah.
1991. Imagine
Yeah, but the
that.
problem with that theory, everyone says that, but home prices were like 100,000
True. Yeah,
and
good
taxes
point.
were like $2,000 a year.
Yeah, good point.
So-
No, I
point.
paid a lot for my house. I think I paid
Yeah, there you go.
$177,500.
Yeah. So there you go.
And when the person that bought my house, I think I sold it in 98. They sold it before COVID, I believe it was. And they got almost like $550 for it.
On Addison?
No, this was on Malcolm.
Malcolm.
My first house on Malcolm.
So we're going back and forth with all this financial jargon. And so what does a first-time home buyer do?
Pray.
Punt.
Pray? Like,
It's tough. So the question is, what help is out there for
like,
them?
what do you see with your buyers that are first-time home buyers? They must be devastated because they can't find anything.
I mean, it's hard because you get buyers all the time, and you're looking at properties, they're getting outbid, and you all of a sudden you get a house, and then they go up in price. You don't know what to do anymore. Kind of like what happened with us. I'm glad you mentioned that. So, for a first-time home buyer, Chris, you want to explain what actually happened to everybody?
Oh boy.
There's a. How do I even put this? I'm a listing agent on a new development job, and I was with one of the investors, one of the partners of the job that told me to suggest a certain price without checking with his other partners first.
Okay.
So there was 2 different numbers that they were at,
Yep.
basically, and it was a complete cluster, you know what,
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
end. So that's pretty much how it happened.
So what happens is you tell the
Now we're gonna get
person.
Vito's,
So you tell the person, congratulations, you're going to be a homeowner. They're all excited. I'm
Okay.
waiting for the contract, and guess what? We never get the contract. And
They
now,
another partner wanted a higher
higher.
How much higher? A lot?
13,000.
For a first-time home buyer, that's a lot of money.
It's about
$13,000.
$80 in the mortgage payment.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Still, $80 is $80.
Yeah, but you know what though? $80 is worth the investment.
And off the podcast, I'm going to explain something why they should definitely still take it.
Okay.
And they will not take it.
No,
but-
I'm just saying.
I
Just
know.
this example.
Yep. But then wait a minute. So that happens, and real estate is
Yeah.
nice. It's fun. yeah, we all sell houses. There's nothing behind the scenes. I love when everybody's like, I'm going to get my real estate license. I'm going to get my real estate license. So this happens with Chris, right?
But before Vito finishes this, he took down a case of wine last night too.
Is that right?
I had to. But it's funny how real estate works, right? So I'm negotiating another deal. That just happened with Chris.
Okay.
I'm negotiating another deal. The asking price, again, we can't go with the asking price and what we offered, but we offered like 30 grand under asking.
Okay.
So we got a counter from the seller for 10 grand under asking.
Okay.
All right. So the buyer says, I'll meet in the middle, and goes up 20 grand under asking. So basically, we were almost there 10 grand, 20 grand here or there, right? So I'm like, oh, I think we got a deal here. So I give it to the listing agent. Listing agent sends me a text. Okay. Should I read the text on air?
Absolutely.
But let me find that text. Hold on.
Oh my God.
And this came from the listing agent. While we're in negotiations, we're almost there. So the listing agent sends a text and says, hey, Vito, my client's final offer. If you guys come in at asking, you can get the deal done. Bring it back to your buyer and let's make a deal. First, they give me a counter offer, 10 grand under asking. Now we go up 10 grand. Now their counter is asking. They went up 10 grand.
They went up 10 grand as you went up.
As we went up.
That's the market.
This market's crazy.
There's realities of market, like, if 5, 6, 7 years ago, no, but this is where we are today.
But come on, reality though, to the buyer, okay? You're almost there. He was probably thinking of going, up in that price again. Now he's got to go up another 10 grand because they decided to go up from their counter offer. It's kind of like you saying, okay, I'm going to give you a mortgage rate at 7%, and now we're almost done. And guess what? We're going to do 7.5 instead of 7. How would that make you feel?
Well, so it depends.
You remember you did that to me the one time. But.
Yeah, okay. It all depends. I mean, there's reasons for you can't compare the two.
Yeah.
You're negotiating a price over a rate that we made a promise to on a legal document. So it's kind of
No, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just busting your chops. But I mean,
At the end of the day, though, if the deal makes sense, the 10 grand's a 10 grand.
I understand
Yeah.
that, and I tell the buyers that, and I tell the sellers that at the end of the day, you want to get the deal done. You want to make what's happy for everybody, but that is why it's so important to have a realtor as the middleman.
Oh, you have to.
Because what is the first word? The buyer or the seller is going to come with the FU word.
Did you come through with the full, or no?
They're actually thinking about it.
They should. Why not?
You
if they
know,
like the house,
they're-
it's 10
they're-
grand.
they're
Like you
actually
said, it's
thinking about
$80
it.
over the course of.
Right,
that's why
but
you got to look at it sometimes.
right,
Like,
and again, with limited inventory, they might have to. But the problem is, you look at the other, units in that development. There's a unit in that development that's 80 grand under asking of this unit,
Oh, it's a townhouse.
a townhouse,
80,000
less
Less.
that just went into attorney review.
You don't know what the appraisal is, though, right?
No,
Yeah.
and they're not going to waive appraisal. But I just find it weird how the market's going, and that's just one thing now on the seller's side. The buyer's side, Dave. Yeah.
he's all going. No, you got his soapbox.
Oh, now,
You keep tissues in here?
Now I gotta
jeez, man. My lord.
Now I got to start thinking, right? But no, what ends up happening now too is a lot of these buyers now, it's kind of almost going back to like 07, 08 when we're waiving everything with inspections and everything. Now all of a sudden you do a home inspection, I want 20 grand, I want 30 grand back.
Yeah.
You're kind of starting to see a lot of that
Yes.
again.
Yeah. Well, I think there's something to it. Like I was talking to a couple home inspectors, one would be my brother, and I think that there's a generation of first-time home buyers, right, that are in their 20s and their 30s, who maybe have different expectations, right, of a condition of a house. Whereas like people in like our age group, right, like would go into
That's a
there
good
and
point.
and like buy it with like the intention, okay, I'm going to do this, and this.
That's why I have him on, man. He's smart cookie.
And also too, like
Go
if you
ahead.
bring your parents too, they have a certain standard of what the house should look like.
Yes.
When in reality, it's no factor of
Right.
which is another situation too. But
Right. That's exactly right. So I think that's what drives a lot of it. Like, there's a generation who, instant, right? Like, I want it now. And I'm not saying it's a bad or good thing. Like, I personally think it's great. I love the generation of home buyers coming up. Financially, they're great, but I think with home inspection, I think sometimes they're not prepared or prepped for what to
financially,
expect.
are they great though across the board?
I wouldn't say I don't think any generation is great across the board, but I would say a large percentage of what generation is in the 20s and 30s? Is that Z?
Z, yeah.
Yeah, or whatever it is. I think they are in much better shape financially than generation before them.
Now, what do you
But
see?
A lot of them are living at home
Does that
longer.
outpace what the prices of homes are though?
So
So income's one thing now.
yeah. Oh no, I'm not talking
affordability
about
and your-
income. I'm
yeah.
talking more of ability to save.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry. I meant income is income. Income moves at
Yeah.
its current level. I actually saw a great post yesterday on Facebook. It was a house in Bergen County, and it was like I think it said in 2000, maybe in 2000, whatever the case is, right? That this house sold for 115,000. Today, that house is selling for 600,000. Underneath it, it showed a teacher starting salary was 165. Today's teacher starting salary is like 170. So that's
Inflation.
but it's like income's not catching up. So
like a $100 bill in, let's say, 1965 was a $100 bill.
right,
It should have read $11.
yeah,
The $100 bill hasn't changed
right.
the numeric number on the bill.
So
When you think about that,
well, that's because there's nothing backing it.
yeah.
There's not a hard asset backing the dollar. So it
It used to be gold until what, 1972 or 8 or
So so Nixon got us off the gold standard.
Hold on a second. Somebody's wants to come in.
oh, someone does.
Oh, who's
Get the
coming
whole
in?
setup.
Somebody wants to come in. Sorry, we had to cut you off.
Hey, so real quick. Well, let's just
This
go.
is actually fun.
Let's go here. Another article I saw. Right, homeowners are sitting on a pile of cash. $17 trillion in home equity. Okay, and there's only in the whole country. Do you know there's only 1 million homes underwater?
Oh,
Meaning that you owe more than what your house is
right.
worth.
Just think about everybody that was underwater, probably millions and millions of homes.
Yep.
When the prices just started going up, guess what? They're not underwater anymore. A lot of these people actually refinance even
Yeah.
with the higher rate because
Yeah.
now there's a lot of equity in their homes.
Do you know that, right? And do you know that the so on average, right, in the whole country, average homeowner over the past year, ended in March 2024. Average home in the country has gained 28,000 in equity. New Jersey is number 3 on that list. 59,000. Average person. So in a nutshell, the average homeowner in New Jersey over the past year has gained almost $60,000 in equity
In 1 year.
in 1 year.
And average price of a home, $455, and look where that gets you.
Yeah, California leads the way. Average person in California, homeowner in California, has gained 64,000 in equity. Massachusetts is 2 at 61, and then New Jersey at 59,000. So, talking about the whole real estate market, right? In general, these numbers, what it points to me, okay, is one, real estate's still a good investment. However you cut it, that is a good return to buy. Even 2, it's a great opportunity to sell. You've made a lot of equity, right? But 3, I also think if you don't have an intention of selling and you want to stay in the home, it's a great time to renovate your home.
Oh, yeah. And like
'cause
we
equity-
were talking before,
yeah.
you have the equity, might as well renovate that home. Put in that new kitchen that you always wanted.
Right.
A lot of people, when it's time to sell, hey, should I put in a new kitchen? Well, why didn't you put it in before?
Well, and it's funny to that point is, real quick, is that, you can buy a home, right? With, and this is like kind of like, not really known in the mortgage and real estate industry is that you can buy a home with a renovation loan. So let's say you're out there showing a customer a home and they're like, I love this house, but the kitchen's too small, right? You can buy a home and roll the renovation cost into the mortgage, into the price of the house. It's a great product.
Yeah.
You know, and just going back to, you know, without even renovating, the average New Jersey homeowner has gained $59,000 in equity over the past year. Imagine now when you finance your renovations on a purchase, you're going to double your equity instantly. So that's why, in my opinion, I still think real estate's a good investment.
Yes, it is. Look who happened to roll in, huh?
Hello.
I told you we were going to get another CEO.
A surprise visit.
How we
A
doing?
surprise
All right.
visitor.
All right.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
pour
man.
a nice glass of wine for our
Thank
surprise
you so much.
visitor
We
here.
could use
Yeah.
it today.
Oh yeah, I can use some too. I'm
That's
gonna
You
it.
gonna
put-
Top
introduce?
yourself
You gonna introduce him
off.
to the audience?
Of course. Here you
you,
go.
my friend.
We have Nick Deanna here. Salute, Nick.
Cheers.
Nick Deanna
Salute.
is
That's it.
the cannoli guy.
Oh,
That's it.
nice! I didn't know
That's
that.
it. The one and only.
The one and only cannoli
That's it.
guy.
That's it.
This is great. The cannoli guy happened to be in the area. He was calling while we were in taping Dave and I. So I
Yeah.
said, definitely come on up. And we're going to talk about cannolis now, Dave, and a couple other things. But
Yeah.
Did you bring any cannolis?
I didn't.
he didn't bring any. He did this last time.
Yeah,
too.
no, I leave you guys tempting. You know,
No,
that
no,
makes- you
no,
gotta make it- you
I'm
gotta-
waiting
you
for
gotta-
cannolis. I'm
you
waiting
gotta
for that
book me.
cannoli
Listen, Vito
card,
from
you
time
know?
to time, he'll get that drop off right at his door.
Yeah.
And I just let him know that it's there, pick it up at the front porch.
Don't leave it today.
Don't let
It's
him
like
sit
100
too high.
degrees today.
Yeah. It won't be too good by the time we're done.
Oh my God, this is a good surprise, V.
Yes.
You're always full of surprises.
See,
People
I'm
just
full-
drop in with Vino with Vito.
With Vino. Good
That's
thing
it.
we do it at night so we can have a glass of wine.
That's
Right?
it.
It's
Yeah.
not during
That's
the
it.
day or
No,
anything
of course,
like
we
that.
never day drink.
Never
You know what
day
went
drink.
better with that wine?
What's that?
A cannoli.
That's
A
right.
cannoli. Only
That's
if
it.
he would have brought a cannoli.
Only if.
But now I know he's going to bring some cannolis later.
That's
Nice.
it. Now it'll get dropped off to the
Now
house.
we'll get dropped
That's
off.
it.
I'll keep some
Roadside.
outside for you, nice and hot, and then I'll drop them off to
Yeah.
you, Dave.
We'll make sure they melt. Yeah.
That's funny.
Nick also has his real estate license, but Nick
do.
is mostly in commercial real estate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do the commercial side.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy
So-
times.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Chris, you do a lot of commercial too. Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you missed it though. But when you watch the podcast, you'll see what
Okay.
happened with me and Chris.
Yeah, we were just going through like some articles pertaining to real estate in New Jersey, but so I think we covered a lot. We determined that I'm always right.
That would be a negative.
Yeah, because remember, like I said, with economics, right, and a good degree in economics, it's like the weatherman. I could always be wrong. I don't have to be right.
Oh, you got a degree in economics?
I do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have an MBA.
Wow.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
MBA or NBA?
No. I'm too short for the NBA. I have an MBA. Yeah, man.
MBA. What does MBA stand for?
Masters of Business Administration.
Masters of Business Administration.
Did not know that.
I
Yeah.
did not know that.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Look, we
Yeah.
got a guy with an MBA.
Learning something.
Yeah.
We got a guy that makes cannolis. We got a
That's it.
guy that sells real estate.
Got a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of everything.
Got a
here
little bit of
today.
everything here, man. That's
But Dave, I didn't know you had an MBA in economics.
I do.
I thought you were a historian all this time.
well, so not that this show's about me, but like I wanted to. I originally wanted to be a history teacher. I wanted to be a history professor, and then I was going to be an economics professor. And then when I was about 19, I had to pay for school, and I was working. So my friend got me a job in the mortgage business when I was 20, and just
It's all
it.
over.
17
It's
years
all
later.
history
It's
after
all
that.
history.
I finished school while I was working, but yeah, I just I never left the mortgage business.
Wow.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Good
So
for you.
yeah,
So now we're gonna talk about our guests that
Yes.
happen to roll in. So let's
Hey,
talk.
Uncle Vito.
Let's talk to Nick here.
wait, did you call him Uncle Vito?
Uncle Vito.
Are you related to him too?
No.
Oh,
Only if it gets me a discount somewhere
Yeah.
am I related to Uncle Vito.
Ah,
But
these
you
guys
play
really-
you play that dangerous game because
Yeah.
sometimes you go Uncle Vito, they go, now we charge you double.
Yes,
That's
trust
right.
trust me. I've been playing that game for my wife's his cousin, so I've been playing that game for a long time.
Yeah,
when
sure.
to say I'm related to him and when not to.
It's one of the best games out there.
Yes.
It's one of the best games out there, for sure.
So tell me a little. I mean, he knows everything about you. I know nothing. So as
Sure.
the audience, is new, pretend you're new here and don't know you. Tell us about you.
Well, I'm proud to be here for a second time. We were already on once, so that was awesome. I am the cannoli guy. So we started a small little cannoli business. It was all mobile back in 2020 during the pandemic. Like everybody else, sitting at home. I did medical sales full time, and we weren't in the offices, so we had nothing to do. We were going to open a cafe in Fairfield, but it didn't work out. Landlords and this and that, so I was pretty crushed. But my
Is
wife
that also because Vito's daughter has a cafe in town and he put the pinch on you?
Totally different.
a little different. Mine's probably a little more unhealthy.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But yeah, so we were going to open, and one of our things was always going to be a cannoli bar.
Yeah.
That was going to be our hook.
That's awesome.
And my wife, once it didn't work out, she saw me like crushed and was like, why don't you do that? And I was like, do what? She was like, the cannoli bar. And I was like, that's a terrible idea. Don't ever talk to me about that again. Like that's that. We stayed up that whole night, and I stayed up there just working it, tooling it, and she woke up, and I was like, okay, we're good. It's a brilliant idea. You were right. My bad.
You always have to listen to your wife.
100%.
Yeah.
No, and I give her full credit because if it wasn't for her saying that, it would have just died on the vine, and that was it. And we got the cart made, and we just started. And we started doing weddings, a lot of micro weddings during COVID. So everybody, it was outside. They needed dessert, but we couldn't do it at a venue. So we were rolling this cart in, and it was great.
Yep.
And then about a month and a half ago, we launched the Cannoli Guy, which is remember the old cigarette caddies?
Yes.
So basically, it's attached to us, and we walk around. We go right onto the dance floor, and we're filling cannolis right on the spot.
That's awesome.
How great is that?
That's
Huh?
awesome. You should use it for broker open houses. Or any realtor?
We actually used his cannoli cart with Mike Meadler, the CEO of Century 21, came
we were
to
there.
the one party we had at
that was there. Yep.
Century 21. So
Even for even mortgage guys who help cater broker opens with realtors and stuff. That's a great idea.
We do a ton of stuff for real estate as well.
Yep.
We do a lot of broker opens. We do a lot of open houses too. I mean, on some of these larger, high dollar amount houses, it's a nice little treat. I always recommend them taking it on the way out, not the way in, because we're not trying to trash the place.
Mess up the whole house.
When you have pistachios all over the house with cannoli cream.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been unbelievable. It's been the craziest 4 weeks of my life.
Yep.
I was laid off from my medical sales job, and then this happened a week later.
So this is all still in 2020.
No, this is
No,
2020 up until now. We've been
You were
doing the
doing
cart,
both?
doing both. Oh yeah, hustling,
Okay,
doing the cannoli cart on the
wow.
side on the weekends, and then my day job. And then 4 weeks ago, on Good Friday, I got laid off, and then the cannolis blew up a week later. We went viral on Instagram, thanks to my sister-in-law and
find you right now.
all these videos. And as of right now, the rest is history. I mean, there's a lot of people trying to knock us off.
Really?
Oh yeah, but that's okay.
You're
right.
always going to get that
That's
in
it.
every business.
Yeah.
That's
so.
it. A lot of Ninos, a lot of Ginos trying to knock us off, but that's okay. We'll take it.
The cannoli guy?
The cannoli guy. If you
cannoli
type
guy.
that into Instagram,
got
it'll
you
take
right
you
here,
right
man.
to us.
Look how cool that is.
It
It's
is very
just
cool.
all about fun. Honestly, man, it's a way for us to keep our heritage alive, but doing it in a fun way that involves weddings.
Yeah.
And people love it. I mean, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
I tell people now, I have the best job in the world. I do cannolis for a living.
That's awesome.
Pretty great.
And the best thing about it is the cannolis are actually good.
I've had them. Yeah.
Yes.
I've had them at events. I think I've been to a wedding. One of your 1,000 relatives. Sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Sure.
I've had them before.
We
They're
pride
really good.
ourselves on using the best product, the best
Yeah.
everything. Everything comes in, it gets made. I mean, it's really top-notch stuff. All the toppings. I mean, we try and just make it a true experience. If you book us, you're going to get your money's worth, for sure.
You know what I'm upset about, V? I'm going to be honest. So I hate dessert.
Sure.
Don't like dessert. I only like cannolis.
Okay.
My wife, I told my wife we were talk, then eventually talk to him and the whole thing, right? And no
She said,
cannolis.
"Bring me a
cannolis.
cannoli."
No, I
cannoli.
like to leave people wanting.
No. For me, not for her. For me.
for you.
Yeah, I am a cannoli connoisseur. They would say.
Well, listen.
I've had yours. They're amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
they're amazing. So in some places, really bad, especially if the shell isn't right, whatever. Yours have always been perfect.
Well, the key to that, it's very simple. Listen, I'm not a baker. I'm not a chef. I'm not any of those things. When you make a cannoli and it sits in a bakery case for 4 or 5 days, the shell is absorbing that liquid in the
moisture.
the cheese from the moisture,
Yep.
and then it's getting soggy. And then what happens is if you use too much confectionery sugar, powdered sugar, that filling gets a little hard.
Yep.
And it's that my least favorite thing, like that clumpiness
Yes.
on the end when you bite into it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's got to be fresh only. That's the only way to get a cannoli.
See that, Vinny?
Look at that. You're learning about cannolis today, Dave.
You know what? It's probably, unfortunately, the most interesting thing I've heard today. Is that, I'm not gonna lie, much better than talking about the housing market.
How to make a cannoli. And like Nick was saying, keep our heritage alive, you know? And
It's important. You know,
it's very
You
important.
know, a lot of times now we're dumbed down to just a couple mob movies, chicken
Yes.
parmesan,
Yeah.
and pizza, and call it a day. And there's so much more to that. And
Yes.
the culture's important. So we try our best. That's why we don't do anything gimmicky. It's not like that. We really just try and give you a superior product in a fun way.
Yeah, and that's like you know, like Vito, you know, makes wine. I
Yep.
make wine. You know, we try to, you know, like even my in-laws make the sausage. Like your family does the whole thing, and like that's another aspect of it, the cannoli that you hope. You know, like, do you have kids?
Yep.
Yeah,
Two
hopefully,
kids.
hopefully your kids will like. You know, we try to pass it on to our kids too,
Yeah.
and you know, you can only hope. Excuse me, you can only hope that like you know certain things you're not going to get everything like you know our parents who came from Italy and whatever.
course.
It's not going to happen. But if you could keep one or two things, keep like some kind of tradition alive, that'd be awesome. And
Yeah.
and you've turned it into a business, which is
Yeah.
even better.
Oh, and it's a great business. Every time you look on Instagram, you see the cannoli guy pop up on my feed all
Yeah.
the time. I don't even know how to use
Yeah.
Instagram,
We're,
but I always see it.
we're
Yeah, I
doing
got
we're
it.
doing about anywhere between 10 and 15 events a week.
Holy
amazing.
cow.
So
You do any
it's-
wedding shows?
No. Honestly, the power of Instagram. Thank
don't need
God
to.
for social media. You don't need to. I mean,
Yeah.
that's your wedding platform. That's your show
that's
every
your show.
time. You go
Yeah.
on and you run our Instagram and you see we put out, you know, the best entertainment, the fun of it.
Yeah.
That's what sells it, which is fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think if we go and we're the guys carrying
Yeah.
the cart? You and I.
I would
Yeah, why
totally do
not?
that.
Right, we'll
Sure.
carry the cards with our real estate
Yes.
business cards on there,
Yes.
mortgage cards on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, forget that. I would just carry the cart.
I love it.
I'll eat half of that
Listen,
thing. But it would cost me money.
For anyone and everyone listening, we're hiring. That goes for Vito, for everybody.
no.
We'll put you. We'll work everybody.
Are
to
you
the
hiring
bone.
15-year-olds?
Sure,
My
sure.
son
No.
needs a job.
Listen, as long as you look
Can
like
he
me
get-
at 15, no problem.
Yeah,
With
he
a-
looks
with a
like
full beard?
Yeah, no,
I
no,
had a full
definitely.
beard and a slick back by 15. So
No, he's like he looks.
these kids are bred a little differently.
Yeah,
these days.
he's about 95
Does he
pounds.
have the nunna perm?
No,
all the rest
no.
of these kids
he
have
has,
now?
my other son does.
Okay.
My other son does. But no, he looks like a nice Italian boy.
That's one thing I can't understand. These
Yeah.
kids are now. My grandmother wore the same hairstyle
Yes.
for 80 years, and now all these kids have the same hairstyle, and
Yes.
it's unbelievable.
It's and they will like perm their hair.
Oh,
and
sure.
They'll ask you like I hear like some of the kids like, oh, we're gonna, can you ask your mom to get a perm? I'm like, what?
Perm.
In my
Different
day,
day. Different day. Different
My
day.
day, my hair was always perm.
That's
Yeah,
it.
I didn't
that's
need
true.
it. We were thinking about getting straightened. Never
Yeah.
mind,
Yeah.
getting a perm.
Sure.
Chris, have we ever got a video or a picture of Vito with his curly hair?
Find one.
Oh, hold on. I'm sure I could dig one up while you
something
guys
I
are
know.
talking.
Oh, no.
Thumbnail now.
This is something
Yeah.
I'd
No,
like to
please,
see.
please don't
Yeah.
put
This
This
that
is something
out
I would
there.
like to see.
Oh.
Are we okay with making fun of Vito a little bit?
I mean,
maybe-
no, but I
No?
mean, curly hair and the IROC Z, sure, I'd love to see
That
it.
was Firebird
Is there any,
Trans Am.
where's the camera?
Would love to see the
There you
IROC.
go. There you go.
That was my 7th grade picture.
Oh man.
I think it was 7th or 8th grade. I don't remember.
Wow. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. The shirt's back in style
Shirt-
now.
Yeah, that's what's great.
Wait, but if you look
Shirt's
at
back
wait,
in.
give me that. Look at the shirts. It's kind of like what
Shirt's
Robert
back
Graham
in.
shirts
Yeah,
are
you're
now,
beginning-
almost, right?
Truthfully speaking, you've been
what?
true to yourself
Wait.
since then, but
Hold on, you got to
yes.
send me that picture. I think I
Yes.
got a Robert Graham shirt that actually
tremendous.
looks like
70s.
that.
that's unbelievable.
You know that? I have
That's
one today that
unbelievable.
actually looks like that, unless it's the same shirt.
That's
Wait, hold on. I
unbelievable.
gotta. Vito, can I show the one when you were flexing your muscles?
Sure, let's see it. Might as well.
Oh boy!
Does he have
Hold
the,
on.
does he have the muscle tank on
look,
too?
Look at this! Look at this!
Can we get this one in front of the camera?
Little Jersey Shore
no,
special.
no,
AC?
no! I was in Hawaii.
Look at the farmer's tan.
He had the mule. That's why he was working the mule.
Look at that guy.
Look at this, huh? Muscles Marinado over here.
Oh boy!
My God, it's like a
What's
duplicate
this?
of your son.
Oh, look at that!
It's
See?
an unbelievable spitting.
Crazy,
It's
right?
like spitting image.
Yeah, send me that picture
Wow.
too, so I have it.
Wes,
Yes.
you can reminisce.
That's it.
Remind the wife.
Remind
Yeah,
the wife. This is what I
exactly.
used
This
to
is what
look
you used
like.
to have.
I used to, yes.
But now look what we got. You know, it's
Look
much
at this.
much better now.
What are we going to call this? A Vino with Vito roast?
Yeah,
or
why not?
something?
I think after all the guests you've had, we should be
Yes.
able to do a Comedy Central roast of Vito.
I agree too.
Put
this
you
is-
on the dais.
We'll
You
have
Yes.
know?
Rico be the host.
Yes, I like where this is headed.
So what we should do though for a roast with Vito, and over the years I've created a Vito file. So like if anyone
Love
doesn't know, Vito has a thing when he sneezes, right? Like he won't stop for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You ever see it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I got
we're-
10 in a row.
We were at dinner once. We're not going to play the whole thing, but I actually have a video of him. It's a 3-minute of Vito sneezing, and
You can't stop.
It's hilarious. And so I think we should at the roast.
it.
We have a
I
lot
like
of
it.
You guys are terrible.
we have a
Vito
lot of
roast.
material.
I think there's plenty.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you, I enjoy this. You know, I enjoy coming out here, sitting down, getting beat
Just getting
up
beat
on.
up.
You know,
Beat up.
I really do.
Getting beat up like a chicken cutlet. You
Cutlet,
know,
that's
just gotta
it. They
work it
just
down.
keep-
You
they
know,
work-
if you're not beating, you're not doing it right. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
And we get pounded.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now you get your pounding.
That's it. You know what though? Now I'm going to bring a lot of Italians on the show.
That's
You
it.
know,
I've been
we're
saying
gonna-
we should do that more.
We're going to keep our
I like
heritage going. I
Yeah.
love this.
I like, yeah, we're starting now.
Yeah, starting now.
The last 30 weren't enough.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep
Exactly.
it. Keep it
We're
going.
gonna start doing this in Italian soon.
Yeah,
Since they watch it in Italy,
we're gonna have
we're gonna-
subtitles in English soon.
Nick, last year, this time I was in Italy. I was in his hometown. I had like 5 people come up to me. Hey, what are you doing with this Vito on the radio?
Yeah, it's great.
I'm
We're-
like, oh my God, do you really drink the wine on there? Yeah.
no, it's fake. It's juice. It's juice.
It's
just
juice.
Yeah.
No vino.
No.
It's a
You
juice.
know.
But I just got to say one thing. You know how Vino with Vito name came about?
Nope.
It's
Come
telling you
on.
right here.
Yes, sir.
You should have trademarked it.
No, it's his.
Yeah.
I gave it to him. I told him I just take a percentage after the fact. That's
Oh,
all.
okay, there you go.
And
Did
the-
you do the?
I did
emblem?
nothing else except
Okay.
Vino with Vito.
And I made the name Cannoli Guy.
That's it.
No way.
Everybody knows him as the Cannoli
Swear to
Guy.
God,
Isn't
that's
that
really
crazy?
it. That is. Oh,
Would have been nuts, though, huh?
That would have been crazy.
Would have been nuts. Would have been crazy.
We had you for a minute there.
I've been drinking Vito's homemade wine a long time.
It's good.
It's the best.
Yeah, it is
You don't
good.
remember it after a few
Strong.
glasses, but it's the best once it's going down, and it just stuck. And I was like,
Yeah.
there you go, Vino with Vito.
He had one guy on here. What was his name? The guy who brought the homemade.
Oh, Nick Carulli.
Yeah, it was the strongest homemade
Yeah,
I ever
gasoline.
had.
Yeah.
But it tasted good.
Yeah.
And we were halfway through the podcast. He was forgetting what he said.
It was borderline grappa, but it was
I was
good.
almost like that politician, which I'm not going to mention his name.
To remain nameless. To remain nameless. The Roomba vacuum. Yeah, to remain nameless.
Yes, that was funny, man.
Oh man. But Nick, is so glad you stopped by
Yeah.
here. Now, are you gonna ever do a brick and mortar?
Yeah, so everybody get excited. It's coming to Fairfield. We're keeping it in
Nice.
Fairfield.
Look at that.
That's
Our
where
hometown.
That's where my family's roots are, and that's where we're keeping it. We're gonna be opening up. It's gonna be called the Cannoli Shop. We're gonna be
Nice.
everything cannoli and then coffee as well. So a little coffee shop. You want your espresso, your cappuccino, your macchiatos. You come by us. We'll take care of you.
Love it.
And then we're gonna have everything cannoli. Period. Everything's gonna be made fresh to order. And unfortunately, whether you like me or not, you're going to see me there until we get some employees. And we're going to be opening up next to Krauser's, the old dry cleaners.
yeah.
Yep, they went out, and we start construction tomorrow.
Good parking there too.
Great
That's
parking.
Gonna be
You're
perfect.
never going to
That's the
have to
best.
worry
You
about
never have to
parking.
worry about parking.
We're going to figure out our hours. We're going to figure out the menu, but we're going to have fun doing it. We're going to have the TVs there, so if you want to watch soccer, come. We're going to have everything streaming all
Love
the
it.
time. Serie A, Serie B, whatever you want to watch. And it's a little dream come true for me. We never thought the brick and mortar. I've been talking to Vito about a brick and mortar and bothering him about the store next to the office or the store over here or this guy's crazy or that guy's crazy or whatever
Yeah,
it may
yeah,
be. Or like the great price, but it's in the back of an industrial park. And this one just kind of fell into our lap, which everything has. And
That's
yeah,
a
I'm
great
excited.
location, man. That's
yeah.
a.
We're gonna
Yeah,
bring
yeah.
we're gonna bring the cannolis to Fairfield full time and to
When
my
you
knowledge
think you'll be open?
I think September.
So that's where we know where to find Vito after September.
Correct.
That's right. And it's right up the street from the office. So I
Yeah.
can walk.
So
That's what
it's
I
really,
mean.
we can walk, he can get his calories to and back.
Yes.
Fill up by us and then work it off on the way back.
I'll put the phones to my cell phone so I can be hanging out at the cannoli.
We're going to get him a dedicated line at the
place
cannoli
there.
That's
shop.
what you
That's
should
it.
do. Yeah.
And hang
But an
out
old
there.
school rotary, like from when he was growing,
Yes.
it's a little,
Give me Long Beach 8-4.
yeah. We're gonna have the guy in the back plugging where we gotta go. But yeah, very exciting. Bringing it to Fairfield. I can't wait. And to my knowledge, as of right now, we're really one of the only cannoli shops in the state of New Jersey.
I think you may be.
Yeah,
They're-
I mean, I think there's one down south.
Yeah, like down the shore, right?
Truthfully speaking, we don't count them.
Yeah.
I mean, way down there. You might as well
Yeah.
just lob them off and give them to Philly. Yeah.
Can we do a show from your shop? when
Hell
you open?
yeah, let's do it.
Absolutely. We'll do one live
Yeah.
from the cannoli shop.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing is, are you going to bring the Italian cards and Napolitan and Sicilian?
Sure.
So you
I mean,
have
I
them
guess
on
we
the
have to let
tables?
everybody in because we want to make money. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to go through that list and name which ones maybe aren't.
Yeah.
But the Sicilian's always welcome in front of the line.
There you go. Perfect. I like this guy already.
But everybody else
Yeah.
no worries.
Yes.
No, but yeah, we're gonna come, hang out, enjoy. I want to make it a place where everybody feels comfortable to come. You can hang out, you can do work, you can have a cannoli, you can watch a soccer game. It's just going to be somewhere for the town, for our culture, for our people to come and just
love
be
it.
and have a place. So we're
love
planting
it.
the roots in Fairfield
tell
and
me about it.
keep it riding. Even
I can't wait.
stronger.
I live in Pequannock, so I can't wait. I'm
Well,
gonna be
you
right
need
there.
to move to Fairfield. That's
Yeah,
just the gist of it.
I'm not really that close to Vito. I see him enough.
If it was up to me, I'd have a 2-family right next to this
No,
guy. You really reap the
you
rewards.
see
That's
that?
nice. That's a nice.
He says that now.
No, it's the truth. There's people in this world, and there's good people.
Well, he has
and
the
Vito's
extra-
good people.
He has the extra
thank
space
you.
on the side
Thank
of his
you.
house. You can move it over.
Sure, we're working on something. We're working on something. We might have to make something happen.
Oh,
But
man.
no, it's great to have something like that in town because, again, Fairfield is the number one town in the United States with Italians.
Yes.
And what is more than Italian than cannolis? So,
And something else too is my wife and I would always talk. We don't go to bars and stuff too much, so it's like.
Right.
We want something to do after dinner, but it's like we don't want to go to
Yeah.
a bar. There's really nowhere to go. All these places since COVID closed.
I know.
At 7 o'clock, like 6
Yep.
o'clock, 5 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So we're gonna see if we can figure out the hours, have something fun, and some couple surprise items in there. We're always gonna do something specialty once a month. It'll be cannoli related, whether it's a cannoli donut, a cannoli cream ice cream sandwich, something fun that we can always do with cannolis, but. It's going to be fun, and we hope the town enjoys it and they come out and support because we love the town, and anything that we can do, we're always at the all the events, whether it's the National Night Out or Winter Wonderland for Christmas time.
Yeah.
Anything we can do for the town, we do. So we
That's
hope
awesome.
that everybody comes and enjoys it, and we can add something special.
I'm sure they will. Fairfield's a good town like that.
Yes.
Like
Oh,
they
yes.
support all
And-
the business.
And Nick always, does that for the town too, and hopefully, I'm sure the town's going to back you
It's
on
important.
this. So.
I always tell this to people too, especially if you're from your town. You got to give back too.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of businesses in our town. They want everybody to come, but they don't get. You got to give.
Yeah.
This is what it is. And
right. Part of the
everyone that
community.
knows me, they make fun of me because I love Fairfield so much.
Yep.
I love what we stand for, what we are, who we are, and it's like, here we go. Now we're going to add another fun business to town.
I love it. See that?
And for all your health items, still go to Zest, please. I mean, Uncle Vito, I'm putting some concrete shoes on me at night, but
exactly.
For all your unhealthy items, come see me.
There you
They're
go.
guilt free, but
Yeah.
No,
we-
we're definitely gonna come there.
we'll do one live, and feel free to make that the spot of the Vito roast. I'd love to host it at the cannoli shop. Maybe even
Yes.
outside.
Now we're on to something.
Maybe
Chris.
even outside, we can get a stage just like Dean Martin had, and we'll do it
Yeah.
right.
You know what? That
Seating
is-
outside. I have a feeling our parking lot won't be big enough for the seating that will
Yes.
need to come.
We're gonna. You know what? That's a great
We'll have
idea.
Danny host it actually.
Yes.
Maybe some surprise brokers from over the years
Yes.
that maybe don't love Vito.
Just usher people back.
It's really be tremendous.
Yeah.
Then there surely won't be enough
There won't
parking.
be enough. There will not be enough parking.
Oh my
If we
God.
go into the Patterson dates, it really depends on how far how far back we want to
we
go.
wanna go.
Yeah.
But
There's
no,
so much we could work with.
So
on that.
much.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy the
Yeah.
cannolis. I'm gonna play some, Italian cards there. I'm
Sure.
gonna bring my son,
Play a little Scopa.
my
Sure.
Yeah.
grandkids, and
Sure.
start teaching
Sure.
them.
No gambling.
no gambling.
no
just,
gambling. No gambling.
No gambling
Just
on
playing,
the table.
playing Scopa.
But
you know?
yeah, it's gonna be blessed. So I appreciate you letting me. This is the first time here. We're breaking news live on Vino with Vito.
Love it.
There you go.
Nowhere else does anyone know. Everyone
See?
keeps going to Krausers, asking us what we're putting there, and we've been keeping it hush hush.
Nice.
And so construction starts tomorrow. So we're vested. We're in.
I love it. See that, V?
And guess what? You might actually see me behind the counter making an
possibility.
espresso or.
Oh,
If
man.
all these articles about
Phil-
real estate are true, Vito might be behind the counter working, not just filling them for fun. He might actually be there
Filling
employed,
cannolis.
employed full time.
Full time.
great.
Oh, I'm going to be called a full time cannoli maker.
That's it.
Yeah, there you go.
That's it.
Oh my God.
I don't think anybody would bat an eye. They go, "That's a perfect transition for the twilight years."
You know what?
Cannoli man. That's it. He did,
There
he
we
did
go.
real estate
We're not,
for years.
and we're
and
not roasting yet.
that's
Thank
it. I
God.
haven't even started yet.
I mean, listen, while we're at it,
I'm just warming them up here.
Don't give him too many cannolis because if you look at his profile, the silhouette there, that was when you were heavier in that
That's
picture
when
there.
I was
so.
definitely
Yeah,
having
yeah,
Look at that now. Look at Nick.
Is this
Nick,
au natural or is this the
all,
Ozempic?
No, this is all natural. No Ozempic. For
You
me.
think he's going to pay for Ozempic?
That's it.
Absolutely not.
And
Absolutely
look,
not.
and look, we were talking before. If Charlie Sheen wore Robert Grant,
It's unbelievable.
what would he
It's
wear?
unbelievable. You could be his fill-in, his stand-in. Listen, I give Vito credit. It is true. Every day, the man is walking.
Always.
Every day.
Always.
If you go outside, be careful because he might want to sell your house. But
Yes.
if you go outside in the early morning, Vito's walking by.
He's absolutely walking by.
Oh man,
Funny.
Most of the time with his lovely wife, which makes it enjoyable.
Oh, do you walk
but,
with Anna?
Every once
didn't
in a
know that.
while,
Yes.
Ah.
yes.
when it's not too hot
But
out.
then sometimes, unfortunately, you just...
When you
Just
call
catch
me in the morning, you're not walking with Anna.
Why? Because of the words I use?
I was just saying, just ignore the. I mean, she must love that.
She might be accustomed to it at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but this is great, Nick. Thank
It's
you
been a
so
pleasure.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to say before?
Listen, all I can say is for all the people out there that are listening about real estate, I bought my first house with Vito. Vito sold my first house. I bought my second house with Vito. And if my wife would allow me, I'd sell my second house with Vito, but she won't because then there will be a divorce in store. So, but I'll be honest with you, it's been nothing but a pleasure always with him. I always say this,
Thank you.
bar none. I know Vito, but when it comes to real estate and people ask me, I say, hey, if you want to go with Vito, that's who I use. That's who I would go with. That's who I trust. He's there.
Yep.
If not, go swim with the sharks. That's
Yeah.
on your choice. But truthfully, not a paid for sponsorship. Honestly, I was late today, guys, so I'm not getting paid for this. But Vito really is, bar none, the best when it comes to real estate because that's why I call him Uncle Vito. It's like calling your uncle and
Yeah.
pitching an idea and seeing what's going on. He always took care of us tremendously. I know if I ever get a chance for the second one, it'll be unbelievable. Vito, talk to my wife. But no, it's really a pleasure to be here, and I look forward to serving you guys cannolis for years to come in Fairfield.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Good
No,
luck with everything, yeah.
we're definitely gonna come to the cannoli shop in Fairfield. The one thing I was hoping, if you did bring cannolis, at least I can say to Dave, leave the wine, take the cannolis.
I know.
Ah,
I
I
know.
dropped the ball, but that's okay.
That's
We'll be
all right.
back.
That's all right.
Vito's
We're
gonna
come
have
to
a
the
mini fridge of
shop.
cannoli stock
Yes.
right here in the studio.
There
live.
you go. Well, the wine is done. And on that note, one day, and that day will come when you need to buy or sell a house. And when that day does come, you need to call Vito Cantuzzi, the godfather of Northern New Jersey real estate.